I'm Everett Kelly. I'm the commander for the Department of Missouri, or state commander for the Purple Heart here.
I'm Clayton Jones, and I am the treasurer for the Military Order of the Purple Heart Service Foundation and a past national commander.
I'm Paul Schmitz, senior. I am on the Veterans Task Force in Springfield, Missouri with Community Partnership. We deal with homeless veteran issues.
William David Weisinger. I was an Army warrant officer when I was in Vietnam and when I was wounded. Was Army aviation when I came back to the United States. And my branch is Armor and the service is Army.
And I'm Jim Young. I'm past everything, but served 4 times as a national chaplain for Purple Heart.
My name is David Jackson and Branson service of the Army.
The biggest part of it is the brotherhood. You are around people who have stuff that's in common with you. And not only are you around people who have things in common with you, you're around people who understand what where you're coming from.
I think that it helps other veterans because we're able to get around other veterans who are combat wounded. You can be a veteran and really not understand what it's like to be in combat, even though you were in combat, to a certain extent, because actually receiving wounds for what you believed in and fighting for your country, and then talking to other veterans, it really helps solidify what you did as it gives a justification to it.
The fact is that we are able to talk to each other about things that we can't talk to our family members about, or we don't choose to, I should say that, because we don't want to be misunderstood. But when you're talking to somebody who's been there and done that, it makes a big difference.
I look forward to meeting all combat wounded veterans, Purple Heart recipients. I enjoy meeting them because I know the type of person they are.
It's therapeutic. It absolutely is. It's therapeutic. You may not talk to your family or your close friends if they haven't been here, but if you're a combat vet, you know what it is. That part of it never changes. The wars change, but how you got it and what goes on, those feelings are still there. So it's real therapeutic for the vets and those that have been awarded the medal.
I've met people I served with that, I met one guy that pulled me out of the rubble, sent me to the hospital.
What are the chances? Yeah?
Yeah, right here in Branson.
It means a lot to me to be a veteran. I mean, it's something that I think most people don't understand who's never done it, but it's kind of a warm, fuzzy feeling, if you know what I mean by fuzzy feeling. It makes you feel really good to be part of something that you know is bigger than you are.
To be a veteran and have fought for the rights and the freedom for this country, it gives you a certain amount of pride in yourself and fellow veterans, especially the combat wounded veterans, because you know what they've been through and you know what they're really made of, because you don't find people with a Purple Heart that won't stand and fight the fight until the bitter end.
I'm proud to be a veteran, to have a chance to serve my country, but also the camaraderie that we have. You know, combat veterans, we have a special bond with each other. You get in that foxhole and the bullets start flying. You're really not out there for mom and apple pie and all that. You're for that guy on your right and your left. You're there for them. And it builds up a brotherhood that it's stronger than blood brothers. It really is.
The Purple Heart is an award. And I just recently found out that only 0.6% of all people in the United States got a Purple Heart. And of the people that got the Purple Heart, nearly half of us were dead when they received it. So It's an award. It's not a medal. It's an award because you were wounded. Oh, you are a wounded combat veteran.
And we don't look at each other as being heroes necessarily, but if we hear a story about somebody that has been awarded the Purple Heart, they're our heroes. So Branson has done an excellent job, more so than any other community that I've seen.
I got out of the service in 1968, and I never had anybody thank me for being a veteran or for the service I had to my country until I was in the parade in Branson. We came down here to the Purple Heart and we marched in the parade, and I had people come out of the crowd and hug our necks, shake our hands, and thank us. And Branson was the first place that took place. Branson, for that reason, will always be special to me.
It's just a wonderful area. I've never been in an area that's like Branson, that just appreciates their veterans, they're patriotic. It's just a wonderful place to be.
When somebody sees a hat or sees a badge or sees something from the military, if they say, "Thank you for your service," you couldn't ask for anything more.
Just to thank you is enough. That says everything without 2 words. It says everything without a long drawn out speech or anything like that. So.
When I came home in 1968, I came home to a divided nation, uncaring, hate, kind of blaming the soldier for what happened. Called a lot of names. Actually had somebody spit on me in St. Louis, which really hurt me, because that was my hometown, home state. But to have somebody come up today and say thank you kind of puts all that in the past and gives me a reassurance that what I did wasn't wrong.